157 boxes hunted, and we still don't have the 1950D nickel. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to my channel. We have a 2-box nickel hunt in our quest to complete the first Dansco Jefferson Nickel album. On top of that, we're very close to completing the second albums as well. We only need a 50D for the first album, and all we need is a 39S and a 50D for the second set of books. So this 2-box hunt, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we can find at least something for the albums. Now, that being said, I've enjoyed hunting the first 157 boxes for the Series 1 book because we're still finding silver nickels, buffalo nickels, and some other varieties and fun finds along the way, and we'll take more of those if we can find them. But you guys know the mission. We need to complete this book as soon as possible so we can finish up the second book afterwards. Now, if you're new to the channel or new to the series, you can always start this playlist from the very first box because I have that playlist linked both down below in the video description as well as pinned up here for your convenience. Now, we've already covered what we need for the books. I've got 2 circulated nickel boxes to hunt. This is going to be episode number 93 and boxes 158 and 159 for the first album and boxes 58 and 59 for the second albums. We're going to slide these out of the way. We will compare the finds to the books to see if we have any of those additions I've talked about, maybe even upgrade, but we're going to get right to the hunt. Both these boxes have the holes in the bottom, so I know they're circulated nickels. So let's go ahead and start cracking open this first box and pray it has some good enders or some good enders. Well, judging by the top of the box, it looks like every other nickel box I've hunted. We do have some older Jefferson designs, as you can see. That's always a good sign. But we have quite a few of the more modern designs as well, so we'll have to see what's in the rolls. We're going to get right into the hunt. No sense lollygagging. You guys know the drill. As soon as I have a find, I'll be back to show it to you, and fingers crossed, we accomplish what we've set out to do. Well, we're on roll number 2, and I think we might have a silver wartime nickel in here. Looks pretty promising by the edge, and there's actually a second nickel that has some promising look to it as well. But let's go ahead and grab this one first since it looks the best. And it is 1945 Philadelphia. 1942 to 1945 nickels, as long as they have the big mint mark on the back above the Monticello building, like I have on my mat, means they're made of 35% silver, and we'll definitely take that. Just over $1 in value. And then since I have you here, let's just take a look at this other one, just in case, and it's not going to be a wartime nickel. All right, 1 silver war nickel, second roll in. Can't get mad at that. Roll number 9, we have our first 4, and it's going to be a Canadian nickel from 1994. We'll take it. Roll number 14, our first non-silver 40s nickel, and it's going to be a 1941 Philadelphia. Roll number 15, another 40s nickel, and it's a 1948 from what I saw. 1948, that's a San Francisco. 1948S is actually a semi-key date, so I'll definitely take that. Good seeing a semi-key date. It's not in the best shape, but can't get mad at that find. 1948S, maybe the box will heat up now. Roll number 16 is going to give us a damaged or corroded 1946. 1946, Philadelphia. Well, roll 21 is going to have an interesting ender, and I must not have seen it through the holes in the bottom, but we've got a Mexican peso. Let's go ahead and see what year it is and see if it has any friends with it. That Mexican peso ender is a 2019. Second foreign of the box. Roll 24. Another 40s Jefferson find. 1940. It does have a mint mark. And it's a San Francisco. 1940S. First from that year. Roll number 26. And we're going to have a chance at a 39S because we just came across a 1939. And it's in pretty nice shape. Good chance that it could have a mint mark. And it doesn't. 1939 Philadelphia is common, but we do want to check it for that nice DDR, which I do not see, and it's most definitely a 39p. We'll take it, oldest find of the box, and get back to the hunt. Roll number 27, second coin from the end of the roll is going to be a 1941 Philadelphia. Roll number 29, another 1941 nickel, minted in San Francisco. Roll number 34, another 1948 Jefferson nickel, this time minted in Denver. Well, that first nickel box is hunted, and it was a good nickel box. We have 21 finds on the board, which I'll take. A handful in the 50s, a handful in the 40s. The finds of the box were the 39p, the 1945p war nickel, and the 1948S semi-key date Jefferson nickel. Hopefully it'll upgrade one of the books. We also scored 2 foreigns, a Canadian and a Mexican peso from 2019. Still no 50D, still no 39S. Let's get the second box moved over, cracked open, and see if we have any good enders on the top side, and then begin the hunt. All right. Well, we definitely have some older Jefferson strikes that look fantastic. Let me go ahead and grab these rolls out really quick, and then we'll take a quick peek at them. They definitely look nice. Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the date. Looks like it could be a 1960 on that one. And on that one. Couple of really nice older Jefferson strikes. Hopefully that means there's some older Jeffersons in great shape in the box, at least towards the back side of the box. Definitely happy to see those. Outside of that, we do have some older Jefferson strikes as well, mixed in with the more modern strikes. And could be an exciting box, at least in the back half. All right. Let's start cracking rolls, and I'll be back with a find. Well, this could be a good box. We just cracked open roll 1, which I'll get to, and we already know we have a couple of, looks like 1960 near uncirculated Jefferson Nickels in the box. I was talking about the back half of the box being good, but I just laid out roll number 1, and take a look at this. We have a nice Jefferson Nickel strike here, and another nice Jefferson Nickel strike here already in the first roll. What we have here is, a beautiful 1960 Philadelphia and another Philadelphia minted 1960. I'm going to put these to the side. That's a good sight, especially since we have enders in the box as well. While I have you here, I thought I saw an older Jefferson Nickel right there. And we'll go ahead and grab that. And that's going to be a 1947 Denver. First roll, a couple of beauties, and an oldie. We're on roll number 7, and we have not found any more of those uncirculated 1960 Phillies yet, although we did grab a 1952 Denver in the last roll, and of course a 51 Denver in the last box. Bring in, though, because we got a 1940 find, and it's a 1940 Philly. Roll 21 of the second box. Got another 1947 Jefferson Nickel, minted in Philadelphia. And for those keeping track, we're now at 3 beautiful 1960 Philadelphia uncirculated nickels. Roll number 22 is going to give us another 1947 Jefferson Nickel, but this one's in pretty nice shape. Beautiful toning to it as well. 1947 Denver. And let's just take a look at those steps. They seem decent. Yeah, they're not full steps, but they definitely are nicer. And that's a nice Jefferson Nickel. Maybe it'll be an upgrader. We'll take it. 47 Denver, found in the box. Roll number 27 will give us another nickel from 1946. 1946 could be a mint mark. Reminds me of an S, but it looks like it might just be damage. Perfectly placed. 1946 Philly, as far as I can tell. Roll number 31 is going to give us a 1969 S, and the San Francisco minted nickels in the late 60s weren't always proof strikes, although some of them are. And this one definitely looks like it's either been polished or it's a well-circulated proof nickel. I'm going to call it a 69S proof based on what I see in the fields, but I'm not 100% certain. Either way, it's a nice 69S. We'll add it to the board. Roll number 46 is going to give us another 1941 Jefferson nickel, and that one is from Philadelphia. We now have 12 uncirculated 1960 Phillies, and we just grabbed another 52D and a 51D, but still no 50D. Well, we finished that second nickel box, and you know what? It didn't have a 50D, and it didn't have a 39S. Matter of fact, neither of the boxes did, so we know we're not going to have any additions to the albums, but that second box was a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and share all the finds from the two boxes. I don't even have a total of them. I know there's a lot on the board, as you can see, so definitely a productive two-box hunt. As far as foreigns, we got a Canadian nickel and a Mexican peso from 2019. We found a 69S, which I'm pretty sure is a circulated proof, and I'm going to call it that. We had a couple of 1971 Philadelphia minted Jefferson Nickels, might be upgraders, and a really nice 1984 Denver nickel that might be an upgrader as well. It does have full steps, so pretty excited about that one. Obviously, it's a common year, but still pretty cool. I'm going to zoom back out and just show you a quick look at the 15 1960 Phillies we had in that box, and we had them from roll 1 all the way to roll 49, which probably tells me there was an uncirculated roll recently dumped into circulation, and we happened to get a good portion of it. I'm going to go a little bit slower now through them and take a look at these gems. They're all absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, none of them have full steps, and they probably never had full steps struck directly from the mint. As you know, it's tough to find Jefferson Nickels in certain years with full steps, but they do have a pretty good amount of detail, and overall, definitely going to keep them and roll them up in my nice nickel collection. As far as other finds, we had a 1939 Philly. It was nice enough detail that I thought possibly it'd have a mint mark. It didn't. We found a 1945 Philadelphia War nickel. Probably not an upgrader, but definitely one for the stack and the jar. A beautiful 1947 Denver nickel, and I'd be surprised if we don't use that in one of the books as an upgrade. Not quite full steps, but definitely close. And then, of course, not in the best shape, but a 1948S semi-key date Jefferson nickel. It does have some scratches, but maybe an upgrader as well. Speaking of finding out if we have any upgraders, let me go ahead and comb through all these finds, compare them to both sets of books, and bring you back with a look at what we accomplished, if we did, and some final thoughts. Well, we have compared the finds to both of the albums, and we do have some upgrades, which is nice. In the Series 1 book, we were able to use that 1971 Philadelphia that I found in this hunt. We actually found two of them, so we upgraded the one from Series 1, and we upgraded the one from Series 2. So two 1971 Ps were used. Also, for upgrades in the Series 2 book, we were able to slot that 48S, slightly better upgrade than the one we had in there, and I'll take that, as well as that unbelievably beautiful 1947P with some toning. And I compared it to the first book, and the one in the first book, while it doesn't have toning, is also very nice, so I figured why upgrade that one and ruin the slot. At the end of the day, one upgrade in Series 1, 3 upgrades in Series 2, but none of the 3 nickels we needed to complete either of the books. Finally, I'll make mention, things always work out for a reason. I was able to actually completely fill up my uncirculated roll of 1960s. Now, this roll has Denver and Phillies alike, so I don't know the exact mixture, but ironic that we found just enough to cap off the roll. Pretty cool. Hopefully, despite not finding what we were set out to find, you guys still enjoyed this 2-box nickel hunt. I know I did, and if you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. It's always nice having a 2-box hunt that you find goodies in, and you save a little bit for the 2022 silver jar.